Om Sang Saraswati Namaha. Namaste. We're going to begin the discussion of the Cosmic Puja, and especially the meanings of the Cosmic Puja, and pay attention to the pronunciation of the mantras, to the methods of the mudras and the kriyas, and to the meaning of the text and the application in our own lives as we pursue the evolution of our spiritual path. I'd like to start with the introduction. Samashti means universal, infinite, beyond the realm of sensory knowledge. Cosmic. It is often contrasted with Yashti, which indicates a particular individual form, something definable by the minds of humans. Upanishad means Upasana means worship or meditation. And it is derived from the same roots as Upanishad. Upa meaning near and asana meaning to sit. Upasana. This was used in reference to the practice of the Vedic rishis giving discourses to their disciples who were literally sitting near. Perhaps under a tree or in some other conducive environment, like the Devi Mandir. These dissertations have become known as Vedanta, the teachings that come at the end or at the apex of the Vedas, the teachings of the highest union with God. Ant means the Sresht, the highest, the ultimate, the end. And Veda means wisdom, the end, the ultimate, the highest wisdom. Therefore, this Samashti Upasana, or Cosmic Puja, as we have called it, is the meditation or worship on the universal divinity, the infinite beyond the realms of sensory knowledge, or all the forms of the divinity of existence. Pu means punya, merits. Ja means jata, to give birth. Puja describes the actions that give birth to merits. The action of the greatest merit is to guide one's awareness into the presence of God and to maintain that presence as long as possible. To that objective, this work is intended to lead us. Included within the Chandi Path are three secrets called the most preeminent secret, the modified secret, and the secret of the manifestations. Pradhanikam Rahasya, Vaikritikam Rahasya, and Murti Rahasya. The first two of these secrets describe the origin of existence as we know it, and the Cosmic Puja, worship of all the deities of the universe. The third secret deals with manifestations that are yet to appear and hence is not dealt with in the present text. It is from this Chandi Path, and especially from the secrets of the Upasamhara Puja, that this Cosmic Puja is derived. So in the Prayog, the Chandi Path has three basic parts. The Prayog is the introduction and preface. The Path are the 700 verses, and the Upasamhara, it means to cause all to assemble. And this is the Upasamhara Mudra. And there is another version of the Upasamhara Mudra, we'll find it in this Cosmic Puja text, which is to make the stapan and make the deity present on the yantra. So Upasamhara has two mudras. One, Hwayami Agnim Pratamang Swastaye. We're calling you to assemble. Upasamhara, come assemble near to us. Come closer. So these secrets are due, the Chandi Path, especially from the secrets of the Upasamhara Puja, which comes at the end of the Chandi, that this Cosmic Puja is derived. Specifically, we are directed to worship on 3 levels. The first level of worship reveals on the left Mahakali with 10 heads, 10 arms, and 10 feet. Her 10 faces see in the 10 directions, the 8 cardinal points of the compass, plus above and below. North, south, east, west. Northwest, southeast, northeast, southwest, above and below. This is called Dasadik Bandham. We'll get to that later in the text. They indicate the 10 Mahavidyas, the 10 great forms of knowledge personified as goddesses: Kali, Bagala, Chinnamasta, Bhuvaneshwari, Matangi, Shorashi, Dhumavati, Tripura Sundari, Tara, and Bhairavi. These 10 faces of Mahakali. Her 10 arms perform all the karma of the universe and indicate the 5 karmendriyas, or organs of action, the upper appendages, lower appendages, the tongue, reproductive organ, and anus, and the 5 gyanendriyas, or organs of knowledge. How do we know the outside world? How do we bring the outside in? The eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. Rase rupe chagandecha sabde sparshecha yogini. So these are the organs which perceive the tanmatras, those subtle forms which are perceived through sight, sound, smell, taste, and feeling, touch. With which all interaction with the universe takes place. So this is how we interact with these Das Indriyas. Those are her 10 arms. Her 10 feet perform the cosmic dance of nature, Mother Nature dancing on the stage of consciousness, Kali upon the chest of Shiva. So Shiva is the witness. He sees. And Kali is the personification of nature. She dances. She changes. She evolves. She originally manifested to take the life from 2 demons named Too Much and Too Little. Mahakali is the goddess of the divine balance, perfection in harmony with neither too much nor too little. In the center is the 18-armed form of Durga and Mahalakshmi, comprised of the unity of light emitted from the gods. And this is in the 2nd chapter. And it's also in the 2nd Charitra. There are 3 episodes in the Chandi. All the gods put forth their lights. All the lights combine into one light of radiant splendor. And that light takes on a female form and becomes manifest as the goddess Durga, the Mahishashur Mardini. She is Mahalakshmi Durga. She is Mahishashur Mardini, the slayer of the great ego. In her 18 hands, she wields the weapons with which to combat the excesses of egotism. She demands surrender of the ego, and no one is able to resist her. She cuts down the generals of the immense armies of egotistical thought, devoid of clear understanding, fickleness, disbelief, arrogance, memories, anxiety, blindness, violent temper, passion, the great deceiver, hypocrisy, foul mouth, wandering to and fro, haughtiness, the great frustration, want of resolution, the great ego, and other generals as well. All meet their death at the hands of the Divine Mother. To her right sits the 8-armed Mahasaraswati, the slayer of the armies of self-conceit and self-deprecation, anger, passion, the seeds of desire. Because of her incomparable knowledge, even self-conceit and self-deprecation meet their demise when they encounter the divine goddess. let us meditate to surrender too much and too little, to cut down self-conceit and self-deprecation along with their armies, even to surrender the great ego itself to the feet of the Divine Mother Goddess. When we are able to do this, then we can raise our perception from the first row, the gross level of existence, to the second row, the subtle body of existence. And there we will be able to see that all that is perceivable, all of existence, is merely the dance of the three gunas: Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, and Mahasaraswati, the Sattva, Raja, and Tama qualities of existence: being, becoming, and rest, desire, activity, and wisdom. There's so many ways to describe those three gunas, the three qualities that are inherent in every atom of existence. From Brahma to a blade of grass, the three gunas, the three qualities, are omnipresent, manifested throughout every aspect of manifested existence. Kal means darkness, and Kali takes away the darkness of all beings. She herself is dark, dark to the outside, but radiates light within. Kal means time, and E means the cause. Kali, the cause of time, or she who is beyond time. By virtue of the darkness of her time, she is the night of wisdom. She gives rest and respite to all beings, rest and rejuvenation. She lets us close off to the outside and be totally self-contained within. She is the night of wisdom. She gives rest and respite to all beings. Of the nature of Tamaguna, she is the quality of darkness, the quality of rest, the quality of wisdom. Actually, the light will only shine in the dark. She exposes the light. Were it not for the darkness, you would never see the light. She is Mahakali. She exposes wisdom. In the center is Mahalakshmi, the great goddess who defines all. She is the being of this existence, Mula Prakriti, the natural state of all existence, even prior to manifestation. Mula Prakriti. Pra means before. Kri means becoming. Iti means this. Kri, iti. Prakriti. Before becoming this. She is the mool, the root of Prakriti. She is the natural state of existence, even prior to manifestation, of the nature of Sattva Guna. She is being, existence as it is, the energy of activity, Kriya Shakti, energy in motion, pure light. Laksha also means goal. Laksha also means a definition. And Mahalakshmi is the great goal of all existence. And in that sense, she is the goddess of wealth. Because what your goal is what you value. And what you value is your wealth. Whether it be the wealth of wisdom or the wealth of peace or the wealth of love. And she is the definition, the great definition of all existence. Because she is Prakriti. She is before becoming this, what was she. And on the right is Mahasaraswati, of the nature of Rajguna, the energy of desire. Icha, Kriya, and Jnana Shakti. She is Icha. Saraswati, desire. Kriya is Lakshmi. Gyan is Kali. So she is the energy of desire, while Mahalakshmi is being, Mahasaraswati is becoming. Mahakali is the state of rest. Being, becoming, and rest. Sattva, Raja, Tama. The three gunas of nature. Nature's three qualities are light, wisdom, and peace. Activity, passion, and motion. Desire, knowledge, and action. This is the second row of deities worshipped in the Cosmic Puja. The objective is to put these three gunas into harmony, into perfect balance, so that none are demonstrably superior to the others. They're all in perfect equality. Samyavasta. The avasta of sama. It's a beautiful word. Samyavasta means perfect equilibrium. And avasta means the situation of sama, equilibrium, peace, perfect tranquility. This is the second row of deities worshipped in the Cosmic Puja. When we can put these three attitudes into balance so that no one is predominant over the other two, then we can rise to the perception of the third level. And here we can perceive that this entire Leela, the entire dance of existence, is orchestrated by Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, the three aspects of the one God: generator, organizer, dissolver, the G-O-D of divinity. In the upper left-hand corner is the five-faced Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. Now, that's a big, big name to live up to. Try a little exercise. Close your eyes and think of something good. Get the picture of good. What is good to you? And now let's make it better. And make it better and better and better. And make that goodness expand even more and more, and smile at that goodness because it's really joyful. And when we get to the point of goodness where it's infinitely good, it's so good, I can't even imagine that it could get even bigger or better or wider or brighter. Push the limits. And when you get to the farthest limit of infinite goodness to which you can perceive, that's where the meditation on Lord Shiva begins. Because it's infinite. We keep pushing it out farther and brighter and longer and wider, and that is the name of Shiva. Infinite goodness and consciousness. Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Now, Shiva has 5 faces. And his 5 faces are from left to right: Sadyojata, who continually gives birth to truth; Bhamadeva, the beloved deity. In the center is Aghora, who is free from fear; Tatpurush, that universal consciousness; Ishana, the ruler of all. These are 5 attributes of the one consciousness of infinite goodness, Lord Shiva, who presides over the transformation of all that is. Next to Shiva is Durga. Durgam means confusion, and Durga takes away the Durgam, the reliever of confusion. She is the wife of Lord Shiva. Her other name is Gauri, she who is rays of light. She rides on the great lion who is Dharma. She is the energy of continuous transformation. Durga energizes Shiva in creating change. Shiva tries to change, and he pushes and pushes and pushes until he reaches a limit, an obstacle. Durga takes away the Durgam, and Shiva can push some more. So she energizes Shiva. She's the energy of infinite goodness. In the center is Brahma, the creator of all. He has 4 faces by means of which he sees in the 4 directions and from which he expounds the 4 Vedas. He rides on the swan of vital breath, the Hamsa. So, hum. So, hum. So, hum, so, hamsa. The so hum, the I am this, becomes the hamsa of the swan that takes the vital breath, the pranayam, right to the highest levels of meditation. So hum becomes the hamsa. The hamsa that makes our breath regular in the processes of pranayam. Besides Brahma is his wife Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge, art, philosophy, and music. She is the creative energy. Together they create the perceivable universe. To her right is Lord Vishnu, who is all blue, the color of the sky, the color of infinity. Vish means the universe, and Nu to pervade. Vishnu, he who pervades all of the universe, the infinite consciousness that, while pervading the entire universe, is the universe. He protects the entire universe and is the circumstances of all the beings of the universe. Vishnu. He pervades all the Vishwa. He who becomes the Vishwa. He who is the Vishwa. He who manifests the Vishwa. This entire universe, Vishwa. Next to Vishnu is his wife Lakshmi, the goddess of true wealth. Lakshya means the goal, and therefore Lakshmi is the ultimate goal. Lakshya also means the definition, and therefore Lakshmi defines the creation and all that is in it. And at the same time, she energizes it with the circumstances of each and every being. She is the Shakti of circumstance. She gives us a goal and helps us define that goal and gives us the inspiration to move along that path. Brahma and Saraswati create. Vishnu and Lakshmi are protecting the circumstances of all beings, and Shiva and Durga transform all that is, even as it is becoming. And we have here a map. And if you click on the Cosmic Puja presentation on our website, www.srima.org, you're going to find the full presentation and a complete explanation. You'll see the maps that are included, how to set up the altar of the Samashti Upasana. In addition to worshipping Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, Durga, Saraswati, and Lakshmi, Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, and Saraswati in their 4-armed appearance, and with 8, 10, and 18 arms as well, it is customary in every puja to worship Ganesh, the Lord of Wisdom, the Guru, and the Navagraha, the sun and the 9 planets, And this completes what is known as Panchadevata Puja, the worship of the 5 divisions of Hindu Dharma. It's customary in every puja to worship Panchadevata. And there's an escape clause in the beginning. It says, Shivadi Panchadevatabhyam Namaha, and that's the lazy man's way out. Otherwise, within the Samashti Upasana, there is a complete vidi for each of the 5 divisions of Hinduism, so that we unite all Hinduism within the worship of the Cosmic Puja. Shiva, Shakti, Vishnu, Ganesh, and the 9 planets. These are the 5 divisions to which you always want to say thank you to your Guru. Offer the highest respect. You always want to acknowledge the privilege of understanding what it means to lead a life of worship. Om Guru Bhyo Namo. Om Param Guru Bhyo Namo. Om Para Para Guru Bhyo Namo. Om Parameshti Guru Bhyo Namo. Om Ganganeshaya Namo. Om Namtaya Namo. Now we've established, Guruji, you just sit right here with me. We're going to worship together. And I want the entire lineage, hey, everybody, your Guru will sit above you. And your Guru's Guru will sit above him. And the Parameshti Guru is the supreme Guru, the Isht of all gurus, the chosen one, Lord Shiva, the Guru of the Gurus. You sit on top of my head. Accompanying the goddess are a number of her entourage, including the Sarvato Bhadra Mandala Devatas, the 64 yoginis, as well as her weapons of war, the 9 forms of Durga, the 8 forms of energy, the 16 mothers, and all of the dhyanams and nyasas, the meditations and establishments of the mantras within, pertinent to each worship. It's just like when you invite Sri Ma to dinner. Swami's going to come too. And if you're prudent, you'll set a place for Parvati and Gautam and the rest of the family, because Mom isn't going to go alone. She's got her own rhythm, her own customs. And where she goes, the family goes too. There is no end to the amount of systems of worship one might perform. If you perform this padoti, this system of worship straight through, it should take at least 2.5 to 3 hours at the fastest and well-practiced pace. If you cannot sit that long, choose the mantras and vidis that are most applicable to your worship and use them as a basis to create your own pujas according to your capacity. The objective is to dedicate as much time as you can to the exclusive concentration on the Divine Mother and on her divine family. Through puja, we cultivate the habit to offer the best we possibly can to God and to give as prasad, a sanctified offering, all that is appropriate to anyone who may ask. Puja is a way of life more than a practice. Just as with any desired trait, we begin by practice until the behavior becomes instinctual. So you start to call with an inspiration, pratamang shailaputricha. And then you cultivate the knowledge, dvitiyam brahmacharini. And then you start to practice, tritiyam chandraganteti, kushmanditi chaturthakam. Then you strive for perfection. And we practice worship until our lives become instinctually an offering of respect, in which the most important criteria for success is the quality of peace that we are aware of at any moment. When we're aware of peace, our consciousness is full of peace. Shanta Dyo, Shanta Prithivi, Shantamidam, or Vantariksham, where all is Shanti. Then it becomes a habit. I want to tell you a story. There was a guru. He was always happy. And he was so filled with joy. Every day, nothing could shift him from his center. And he passed his life that way. And when he grew old and he was lying on his deathbed, all the disciples gathered round him and they said, Guruji, before you leave this earthly plane, please tell us the secret of your happiness. And the Guruji looked up at his disciples and said, my disciples, this is very, very easy. Every morning when I wake up in the morning and I say to myself, do I want to be happy today or do I want to be sad? And when I get the answer that I want to be happy, then I have a sankalpa. This is my firm determination. This is the definition of my behavior, and I'm happy. If anything comes that tries to shift me from my sankalpa, it just doesn't have a chance. Because I have a firm determination, a definition of my life. I made the decision to be happy. And with that proclamation, he left his body. And no one was unhappy. They were all so happy. So here we are making a way of life, a quality of peace that we're going to share in every moment, a center that we have, a quality of joy, of happiness. This is our sankalpa. The Cosmic Puja, the worship of all the divine beings of the universe, is designed to guide our meditations into that quality of true reverence in which we actually pay attention. Even go beyond into absorption, where union between the perceiver and the object of the perception is the proof of the transcendence of duality. So here we have a perceiver and a perceived, and they unite, and they become one, and we transcend duality. It's a decision we make about our lives. I would like to thank Vitalananda and Janardanananda for their invaluable assistance, and the entire staff of the Devi Mandir, especially our Divine Mother Shrima. You cannot know what the completion of this sankalpa means to me. For the last 3 years I have sat within the Devi Mandir without going outside, every day performing this puja along with the chanting of the entire Chandi Path and the Devi Gita before the sacred Homer fire. And now I am trying to share even a portion of this light. Divine Mother, I bow to you. Please accept this offering. Swami Satyananda Saraswati, Devi Mandir, 1991. So this was written at the completion of our Sahasra Chandi Yagya in Martinez. This is interesting. Here it is 10 years later, and we are called upon to bring out a new edition of the Cosmic Puja. You can imagine my joy to be able to share the love of my life. Now, spiritual people around the world are increasing the presence of God in their lives, and it is such a privilege to explain the mantras and techniques by which the rishis became established in God. Shrima joins me in our prayer that all the powers of divinity join to bless us with the greatest goodness. Swami Satyananda Saraswati, Devi Mandir, 2001. And that was a new addition. Do we have any questions about the introduction?
Yes, Swamiji.
Okay.
My question is, the introduction talks about 3 levels in the altar,
Yes.
and it also says that as we move up the altar, the way we perceive the world changes.
Yes.
Could you give us some examples from your life about how this happened?
How it happened to me personally?
Yes.
Or how does it happen when we start to worship and we put our physical life into organization and we define our goals and we define our lifestyle and we figure out how much of the world do we need to accomplish our objective. And then we free ourselves from all of the extraneous behavior, all those extra resources that we wasted buying things that weren't part of our sankalpa. And once that happened, our perception gets more refined. We get to go deeper. We spend less time wandering around outside looking for an inspiration. And we spend more time inside cultivating the inspiration that we already have. This is a major change. Rather than going out for fancy dinners and looking at other people's movies, we want to eat sattvic food and stay home and get rid of our own movies. Every time we go outside, we see it once and think about it again and again and again. We have a library of tapes and movies of perceptions that we've had since we've been going outside, and we've been sticking things in our closet, so to speak, in our storeroom, so to speak, and just piling them in there without ever creating an organization and a system for discriminating what knowledge do we want to keep and what experiences do we don't need and we want to get rid of. We've got this whole vast library of experience, the history of me, stored away without any Dewey Decimal System, without any encoding system, without any means of accessing the right information at the right time. Because it's all just stuffed into our storehouse. Now, do we want to go outside and acquire more experience? Or do we want to go into the storage shed and take everything out and look at it and say, hey, I don't need this. Throw it away. I do need this. It may come in handy sometime in the future. Dust it off and put it in a place where it is organized and labeled and understood that that's the place for those types of experiences, where it's easily accessible when it's most needed. Just like your tool room. If you take the tools out and throw them in haphazardly when you go to look for a tool, when you go to complete a job, you spend more time looking for the tools than you do in performing the task. Whereas if each time we took the tool, we cleaned it and put it back in its proper place, we achieve a degree of efficiency, which is called sadhu. It's worthy of being a sadhu. It's efficient, it's focused, it's organized, it's neat, it's clean, it's satyam, it's sundaram, it's shivam. Now, do you want to go outside and acquire more experiences, or do you want to sit inside and organize the experiences which we've already collected? This is an advantage that comes through such a practice, because while we begin the practice, our bodies resist sitting. And even more so, our minds resist sitting. Our mouths are speaking so many things, and inside we're watching all these movies. And I say, oh, not that one again. And when I can watch those movies without self-conceit or without self-deprecation, judging the movies, they go away. And some of the experience, I watch it at once and I say, hey, I don't need that. I'm done with it. And it doesn't come back. So we organize our library of experiences, all the tapes and all the DVDs and all the CDs that we've acquired, all the MP3s that you all get, every tape and every bit of media in our media center gets organized so that we can recall it when it's necessary, when it's useful, when it serves a function. And then we get to go inside. We've realigned our values. We've defined our goals. We've taught our bodies how to sit. We've taught our lungs how to breathe. How many of us breathe throughout the day without any awareness at all? What a waste of an opportunity. The greatest sin is to take a breath without remembering the name of God. In fact, that's the only sin. Because if we remember the name of God with every breath, how could we think to enter into confusion? So now here we have a new way of life, a new value system, new goals, new processes through which we aspire to attain those goals. These are dramatic changes. Now we move from the subtle body to the causal body, and we go into deep meditation. Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhasanam. Hear about it, and you think about it, and then you deeply contemplate it. That unity, that oneness, that stillness. There are 3 types of samadhi. Bhav samadhi, in which there are 3: a subject, an object, and a relationship. I love you. And in savikalpa, with an idea. Kalpa means an idea. Kalpana. Sa means with. With an idea. Savikalpa is samadhi with an idea. I am. You are. The relationship is so strong it defies definition. I love you so much that there's no word by which to say. Love pales before the intensity of the emotion that I'm feeling. I am, you are. And then there's nirvikalpa samadhi, without an idea. Or nir also means water, with the idea of water. Now, water has the quality of it always being in perfect balance. In fact, no matter which way you hold the vessel, the water stays level. You can turn the vessel this way and the water will be level. You can turn the vessel this way and the water will be level. The water is always level, balanced, perfect equilibrium. So with the idea of perfect balance and equilibrium, or without any idea at all. And that means the perfection of union. So now here, when we go to the highest level, we see that God, generator, organizer, and dissolver, who creates and protects and transforms the universe, is in relationship to me. And it's a reality to me. There are 5 aspects of the 3 types of samadhi. Salokya means in the same loka. We're in the same world, on the same plane, on the same level. I see you, and you see me. Samipya, we're doing the same karma. I'm saying the mantra, you're saying the mantra. And those are 2 aspects of Bhav Samadhi, because there is an attitude, there is an interaction. In Savikalpa, there are 2 aspects also. Sarupya, you have the same form as me. I'm looking in the mirror. Or are you looking in the mirror? Please tell me, which one of us is the reality and which one of us is the reflection? Samipya, sadrishti. Sadrishti is the other one. I have the same perception as you do. I see you just as you see me. I and the deity see eye to eye. And in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, there's one aspect, sayuj, with union, with the perfection of union. Salokya Samipya, in the same paradigm of reality, in the same type of activity. Sarupya Sadrishya, in the same form and in the same perception. Sayuj, the same. Dvitiyam na mamapara. There is not another one other than me. And now here we go from the gross body to the subtle body to the causal body, and that's how we climb the stairs or the levels or the layers through the Cosmic Puja. Are there other questions?
Swami, how can you experience Nirvikalpa Samadhi with the physiology? It seems like that would not be possible.
It is true. It is not possible to experience Nirvikalpa with physiology. You have to go beyond the physiology. And that's why we use this Ashtanga Yoga. The 8 steps of yoga: Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. Those 8 steps are designed to take us beyond the physiology.
Can you ever go beyond the physiology? Isn't there always a little Lesha Vidya physiology there, and you're in the direction of that pure light, but never in it until the body is gone and all duality is gone?
No. There is a possibility to focus our consciousness so succinctly, so efficiently, that consciousness is not aware in any way of the physiology. Consciousness is totally absorbed in divinity.
Now, in the Gospel of Ramakrishna, he said that it's rare for a person who has the experience of Nirvikalpa Samadhi to come back into the body. Usually when they have that experience, they just stay there and keep going.
No, I disagree.
Okay.
I think most people have a glimpse of it and come back into the body. Very few are able to exit the body in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So they reach to Nirvikalpa Samadhi and they stay there for a while, and then they have to come back. It's the same as all the other sadhus. Nobody stays on the top of the mountain. Either, like the most of us, they don't find what they're looking for and they get hungry and cold and tired, and they have to come back to the cities of men to get fed and clothed. Or they do find what they're looking for, and they are compelled by nature to come back and share. Those are the two possibilities. So most of the sadhus who reach to nirvikalpa samadhi must return into the body because they have that small sanskara, that tendency that they have to give back to creation in order to go even farther. We're rini, we're debtors. We owe 3 debts of karma, and that's why we took a body. We owe a debt to our ancestors, which we discharge by making the world a better place, by respecting the elderly the way we'll want to be respected, and by nurturing the young people the way we want the world to become. We owe a debt to the gods by making the world a better place because of our having been here. And we owe a debt to the gurus by living in accordance with the wisdom that they taught us. Now, until we have not discharged the debt, we have to keep coming back and try and make payments. And you know the old adage at 210 net 30. If you pay the whole invoice within 10 days, you get a 2% discount. Otherwise, at 30 days, the entire invoice is due. And if you don't pay it then, there's an interest charge, and then there'll be a late fee, and then there'll be a collection charge, and then
Debtor's prison.
Debtor's prison. And that's where we are. Somehow we ended up in debtor's prison. Now, if we understand this principle, once we understand what debtor's prison is like, we'll want to start paying off as much as we can, as fast as we can do it. Double your payment. It'll reduce the time. It'll reduce the time of your loan. Double your payment. Anybody who accomplishes 8 hours of work in an 8-hour day is behind. If you accomplish 24 hours in a 24-hour day, you're equal. The only one who gets ahead accomplishes 25 hours in a 24-hour day. And that's the objective, to pay off the debt so we get out of jail free. Seeking that freedom, we are striving to pay off our debts of karma by respecting the elderly, nourishing the young, making a contribution to creation, by sharing wisdom, sharing love, sharing joy, by sharing the purest example that we could possibly become, by following the path of the Guru. This is our endeavor. This is the sadhana. The Cosmic Puja is integral to this process. It combines all the forces of creation, all the divine forces, and establishes them within, and inspires us, and empowers us, and energizes us to make the right decisions, to do the right thing, to discriminate as to what we want to acquire from this action. What is the objective of performing what we're doing? And once we know that, we want to do it with the right bhav. We want to keep that bhav. Make the decision every morning when you wake up. This is my bhav. This is the habit of my life. I'm going to say a mantra when I start the car. I'm going to say a mantra when I open the door. I'm going to say a mantra when I start the puja. And I'm going to say a mantra when I end the puja. My life becomes a puja. And all the functions in life become puja. And pu means merit, and ja means to give birth. And through the puja, we get the privilege of living with God. And that's what the Cosmic Puja is going to teach us. Are there any other questions?
How about how the third row comes out? How the mother becomes 3, and then they give their Shaktis this way.
We'll talk about that in another session. Namaste. We're going to end our class here tonight, and tomorrow we'll begin the study of the Devata Pranam. Namaste.
Thank you.